Yo, it's your homeboy Kiyosagi in the building. Welcome to episode 3 of my One Piece discussion series. In this episode, we will be talking about the Will of D. We first heard about the Will of D from Nico Robin in Alabasta, and she basically points out that people with the Will of D are very determined. They don't know when to give up. We also know that it's inherited. Luffy inherited it from his dad. His dad, Dragon, inherited it from his dad, Garp. Ace inherited it from his dad, Roger, and so on and so forth. So that's another thing we know. Now, this next part I think is pretty important. And even if I'm wrong about everything, I think this next part is going to lead to something else. So please pay attention. Now, in the second One Piece opening, before the song starts, the narrator, who I think is supposed to be Goldie Roger, has a small speech. Now, this is how the speech goes. Destiny, fate, dreams. These unstoppable ideals are held deep in the hearts of man. As long as there are people who seek freedom in this life, these things shall not vanish from the earth. Then the music starts. Now, this speech is in both the English sub and the English dub. Before the music starts, the music itself I think is a bit different, but the speech is the exact same, so don't worry about that. And the link to this intro will be in the video description if you want to quickly check it out. Now, let's analyze the speech because I think it's really important. Let's look at some keywords. Destiny, fate, dreams. These three things are unstoppable. And what else do we know that's unstoppable in the series? The Will of D. So I think there's a connection between the Will of D and these three things. We also have freedom. And Luffy talks all the time about he's not a pirate if he's not free and yada yada yada. We've seen that a bit throughout the series, but it's not as important as the first three. But I think you might want to consider that as well. So I think the first three are really important and they are connected with the Will of D. Now, the first two, destiny and fate, the Blackbeard pirates strongly believe in fate and destiny, each and every one of them, and that's the main reason why they are with Blackbeard. Because I don't know what else he's told them, but he's basically told them that he can have more than one devil fruit, and that he has the Will of D, or that at least he has the Will of D because he has the D initial, and they're like, oh, this dude has the Will of D and he can have two devil fruits. He must be the next Pirate King. And since they strongly believe in fate and destiny, they've pledged their allegiance to him on those grounds. And dreams. As for dreams, in Mocktown, Blackbeard has an elaborate speech with Luffy, basically saying people's dreams never die. So he probably knows something about the Will of D, Blackbeard, and something about dreams. And it's interesting that somewhere in the New World, the Straw Hats will go to a place called Nakrao, which is the land of dreams, the opposite of Mocktown, which is the dreamless city. So I expect something really interesting to go down there, something concerning the Will of D, and possibly the Void Century, and you'll find out why later on. So let's move on. In chapter 576, Whitebeard stated that people without the D initial can inherit it. So it is possible that characters we've already seen, or characters we haven't seen yet, will inherit the Will of D characters. For example, Sabo can inherit the D initial. I mean, he can inherit Ace's will because Whitebeard has said that people without the initial can inherit the will. So Sabo might inherit Ace's will, as well as collect the Mera no Mi. Whitebeard also says that someone will carry the weight of all those centuries on his back and challenge the world. Now, what I think this means is someone is going to be one of these people with the Will of D, is going to inherit the dreams of all these people from these centuries and challenge the world government. Because why else would you challenge them? Why else would dreams make you want to challenge someone? So it's probably the Void Century people, and their dream is to have revenge against the world government. And so maybe Luffy will inherit their dreams and challenge the world government, and something along those lines. And basically, what I think the Will of D is that the Will of D is the will of dreamers, the most ambitious people in the world, people who dare to follow their dreams, and they help people accomplish their dreams. And if their dream isn't completed, it's passed down to someone else. And this can be seen with Garp helping Kobe and Helmeppo accomplish their dreams, and pretty much everyone Luffy comes into contact with, their dreams somehow, some way, they get accomplished. And we've seen that with Shirahoshi's mom. Well, Luffy didn't exactly meet her, but he did help her accomplish her dream, and that's interesting to note because she was dead, but Luffy still helped her accomplish her dream of merman and human coexistence. Now, this can be carried on to the Void Century people because they are dead, so Luffy can inherit their dreams and help them achieve it. I also believe that Luffy has directly inherited Roger's will, and it has been mentioned several times that he gives off the same vibe as Roger. and he's also as crazy about adventures as Roger was, and he even has a very similar beginning with him and Zoro and Roger and Rayleigh. Now, I think this is probably the redeeming quality that Shanks saw in Luffy, and he went as far as sacrificing his arm, in my opinion, not to save Luffy, because he could have done that easily without sacrificing his arm, but to guarantee that Luffy would become a pirate in order to make it up to Shanks. And if you take a second look at what Whitebeard said, once again, Luffy might take the dreams of the people from the Void Century and challenge the world government, and that's where the Will of D becomes very important to One Piece, to the One Piece story as a whole. Now, before I end this video, I have to give a few quick shoutouts, two rather. I have to give a shout out to my homeboy FirefistDre, who made a video about Blackbeard Speech and Mocktown, and that made me watch the video again and made me think a bit about things. So shout outs to him. A link to his vid will be in the video description. I also have to give a very big shout out to another YouTuber called CodeProvider. Now, you might have already heard of him because he's pretty big within the anime and manga community on YouTube, and he's a pretty cool guy. But some of his vids are very wild, and you'll either love or hate the vids, so watch out for that. He shared this theory he read on the Will of D in a video, and it was that the video that turned on the turned on the light bulb in my head and inspired me to make these 3 videos. It sort of pieced everything together. Once I watched that video, all these things started connecting, and I came up with this big theory. And a link to this video that he posted will be in the video description as well, so if you're interested, you can check it out. But pretty most of the stuff I've said within this episode is pretty much what's in the video. It's about the whole Void Century inheritance thing, but then it doesn't have anything about Nakrawa or the Shariam Alliance in it or anything like that. But yeah, check it out if you're interested. Links in this links for the intro and the 2 videos that I recommend you check out are in the video description. Once again, thanks for watching.